Walmart in July of 2026 is a strange place to walk into. Aisles are getting reshuffled, red tags are climbing over each other, and the signs at the front of the store are shouting about a summer rollback event that actually landed with real numbers behind it. Fresh corn is sitting at a quarter an ear. A 24-pack of Coca-Cola is under 10 bucks. A pound of ground beef slipped under 6. A bag of cherries got cut in half. And somewhere in a Sam's Club, a chicken wing price hit the shelf that does not look real. Let's walk. Point 1 is the produce wall, and the produce wall went feral. Fresh sweet corn on the cob, 25 cents an ear, was 68 cents. That is a 63% cut, straight from Walmart's own summer rollback announcement on July 6th. The red was and now tag is doing the whole job for me. A quarter, a literal quarter for an ear of corn. Now stack the cherries next to it. Fresh red cherries, 2¼ pound bag, 5.63, was 11.18. That is basically half off. Same trip, same wall, and you can already feel the basket getting cheaper. A whole bag of cherries for the price of one fancy iced coffee. That math is loud. Here's where I have to be honest for a second because I'll be doing this a lot in this video. The corn cut is real, but the USDA is still projecting food inflation at roughly 3.2% for 2026. So the numbers on the end cap are true. The rest of the store is not moving with them. Keep that in the back of your head. It matters at the end of the trip. If you host cookouts, this produce wall pays your whole weekend. If you cook weeknight dinners, you probably grab corn and cherries and keep going. Either way, this is the opening move Walmart wanted you to see first. Point 2 is the beef roll everyone argued about. 1 pound, 73% lean ground beef roll, fresh, $5.94, was $6.74. That is a 12% cut, straight off the same July 6th release. You may have seen a bigger number online. The White House posted that Walmart was cutting beef by almost 15%. The real math from MarketWatch, CBS, and Walmart's own list is closer to 12. Real cut, smaller than the number bouncing around social. That is the whole political line I'm giving this. Moving on. Because the actual meat story is not this beef roll, it is at Sam's Club. Hold that thought. Before we leave beef, though, look at the leaner sibling. Members Mark 8812 ground beef at Sam's, $5.97 a pound, was $6.17. Smaller cut on the leaner blend, but it's the version I'd cook chili with instead of pouring grease off the pan. Two beef options, two different stores under the same corporate roof. Both fresh, both cheaper this month than last. Point 3 is the soda aisle, and the soda aisle just fell off a shelf. 24-pack of Coca-Cola or Diet Coke or Coke Zero, $9.97, was $14.97, a 33% cut. In dollars, that is a $5 drop on a case of soda. Walmart doesn't do that lightly. Right next to it, the Pepsi rack. 24 packs of Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, and Diet Mountain Dew, all also $9.97, was $13.97, 29% off. Walmart just declared a truce in the cola wars. Same price for both sides. Pick whichever end cap is closer to your cart. Fair warning, Walmart calls this a rollback, and rollbacks are not permanent. Typical window is 90 days, sometimes 6 months. Then the price snaps back and nobody warns you at the shelf. So the soda is cheap, but it's cheap on a clock. I'll come back to that clock later. Quick tease before we accelerate. In about a minute, I'm going to show you something at $2.50 that used to be $2.97, and I want you to hold that number in your head. $2.50 matters more than it sounds. Point 4 is the snack aisle, and I'm going to move fast because the aisle wants me to move fast. Lay's Classic Potato Chips, 8-ounce bag, $2.50, was $2.97. The most popular potato chip brand in America is sitting at what feels like a pre-2023 price. That's your $2.50 number, part 1. Frito-Lay Family Fun Variety Pack, 18 count, $8.97, was $9.97. The pack lists 3 bags each of 2 Cheetos varieties, Ruffles sour cream and onion, Honey BBQ Fritos twists, and Funyuns. That's the kids' half of a cookout in one box. Great value ice cream, 48 fluid ounces, 250, was 297. That is your 250 number, part 2. Half a gallon of store-brand ice cream for $2.50, not a doorbuster, just a shelf price now. Great value disposable paper plates, 200 count, $8.97, was $9.97. If you are hosting anything between now and Labor Day, this is the boring buy that saves you the second grocery trip. 4 items, 1 aisle, all verified, all rolled back on the same date. This is where the video starts to feel like a real trip. Point 5 is Sam's Club, and this is the payoff I promised. Members Mark bone and chicken wings, $2 a pound. Was $2.88 a pound? That's roughly a 31% cut on wings in July, in the middle of grilling season. $2 a pound. I checked that number twice. Next tray over. Members Mark beef hot dogs, $10.86, was $12.96. That is a $2 cut on a warehouse pack of hot dogs, and hot dogs are one of the items Walmart specifically leaned on for the summer rollback push. Members Mark whole bone and pork back ribs, $3.18 a pound, was $3.48. Smaller cut than the wings, but ribs at $3.18 a pound is grocery math I can respect. Real question. Is a Sam's Club membership worth it just for the wings? I'm not going to answer that for you. I will say Sam's dropped prices on more than 250 items in this same push. If your household eats meat and you already run out of freezer space, the wings alone might get your calculator moving. If you're a party of one in a small apartment, probably not. Point 6 is the summer category end cap, and I have to be honest here. Walmart's announcement specifically calls out grills, pools, toys, sunscreen, lawnmowers, and summer fashion apparel as rollback categories. Here is what they did not do. They did not give me a single SKU for a grill, or a pool, or a bottle of sunscreen. The corporate release names the categories. The reporters echoed the categories. Nobody printed the tag. This is the part of the video where I'd normally throw a $99 grill at you, and I'm not going to pretend I know your local shelf. Walk the seasonal aisle in your own store. Check the red tag. Compare to what your neighbor paid last month. That is the whole recommendation I have on grills right now. What I will say is this. If the beverage aisle and the snack aisle are honoring the rollback, the seasonal aisle probably is too. Just verify with your eyes, not with my mouth, which is a good pivot because the next stop is where things start being actually gone. Not just cheaper, gone. Point 7 is the real discontinued list, and this one has been sitting under the title the whole time. Some of these great value flavors people loved were quietly walked off the shelf and never brought back. Start with Great Value Red Tornado Soda. It was Walmart's answer to Mountain Dew Code Red. If you had a specific cousin who only drank this, you already know. Walmart pulled it. It never came back. Petition energy exists for it, and nothing has changed. Great Value Pineapple Dessert Pizza. Also the s'mores and cinnamon apple versions. All 3 of the dessert pizza lineup got walked off the shelf. Pineapple did not save it. Somehow s'mores did not either. Great Value kettle-cooked burnin' hot chips. Also gone. This one has a change.org petition attached to it, which is the internet's equivalent of a very polite tantrum. Still gone. Great Value Crispy Poutine Bites. American frozen food shelves apparently were not ready. Gone. Great Value Bacon and Cheese Egg Bites. The store brand Starbucks dupe, also pulled. Now, Walmart's market-side brand does carry a sous vide bacon and cheddar egg bite in similar packaging, so there's a rough replacement in the deli case if you're grieving. It's not the same product, but it's the closest thing on the current shelf. Great Value Sea Salt Caramel Ice Cream Sandwiches. Discontinued. Great Value Milk Chocolate Peanut Butter Cups. Fans quietly filed them away in the Hall of Fame of things Walmart used to sell and doesn't anymore. And to break up the food chain, White Stag. That was Walmart's private label women's clothing brand that got pulled back in 2018 along with Faded Glory and Just My Size. The other 2 came back. White Stag never did. If you have a mother, aunt, or grandmother who bought White Stag jeans for years, that is why the exact fit disappeared. That is your actual discontinuation list. Not one of those items is coming back this summer, no matter how many red tags you see on the end cap. Point 8 is where I have to slow down for a second because the numbers on the front of the store are not the whole story. Walmart's own sample basket for this rollback saves shoppers $18.72. Real number. But nearly all of that savings is being carried by two items. The cherries and the Coke together are $10.55 of it. The ground beef contributes 80 cents. Everything else is a rounding coin. Meanwhile, the USDA is still projecting overall food prices up around 3.2% for the year. 12-month inflation is sitting at roughly 4.2. About 63% of Americans say groceries are their top financial stressor right now. Put plain, the loud items are real. The other 39,990 items on Walmart's shelf are not moving with them. If you cherry-pick this rollback and walk out, you win. If you fill a full cart because the sign at the door promised savings, you probably do not. That is the honest reversal, and Walmart is not going to say it on the front page. Point 9 is the countdown, and this is the operational piece nobody explains at the shelf. A Walmart rollback is a temporary price cut. That red was and now tag has a lifespan. Typical window is 90 days. Some categories run 6 months. Then the price snaps back to regular, and there is no warning on the shelf or on the product page. Clearance is different. Clearance means the product is permanently discontinued and the store is trying to move the last of it. That is point 7 territory. Those great value items are not coming back at 97 cents in October. They're just gone. So point 1 through 5 is rollback territory, and September or October is your price cliff. Point 7 is clearance territory forever. Two different clocks, same red tag color. That is the trap. If you were going to stock any of the shelf-stable stuff from earlier, the paper plates, the soda, the chips, this is the point where I'd tell you September is the wall. Not fake urgency, just how the rollback program actually works. Point 10 is the closing anchor, and I want to end on the number Walmart actually put in the press release. 9-item sample basket was $73.42. Now, $54.70. That is a 25.5% basket cut on that specific basket in that specific week. That basket is corn, cherries, beef, ice cream, chips, variety pack, paper plates, Coke, and Pepsi. It is not your whole cart. It is not your milk, your eggs, your bread, your bananas, your laundry pods, your cereal, or your kids' fruit pouches. Those still cost what they cost. Sam's Club dropped its own 250 items in the parallel push and stayed on competitive summer fuel pricing for members through the travel season. Real event. Both stores. The corn from point 1 is doing most of the work on this basket. The great value flavors from point 7 are doing none of it. Both are true at the same time. Verdict. If wings, cherries, Coke, chips, corn, ice cream, or paper plates were already on your list, this is a real trip and it is worth taking this month. If you are about to rebuild your entire grocery routine around it, don't. Walmart is running a marketing spend disguised as a price cut, and the loud items are the point. A few things I almost forgot on the walk back to the car. The Sam's fuel pumps outside are also part of the summer push, and Sam's leaned on them in the announcement. If you're already a member and driving for the holiday, that's a small, quiet rollback on top of the meat. If you're still grieving the great value bacon and cheese egg bites from point 7, look at the market-side sous vide bacon and cheddar egg bites in the refrigerated case near the deli. Not the same product, but the closest thing on the shelf right now. The toy aisle is part of the rollback per Walmart's release, but same story as the grills. Categories named, individual toy prices not printed anywhere I can verify. Walk your aisle. Same story for summer fashion apparel. Category cut confirmed, specific price tags not published. Do not let a stock photo of shorts convince you of a number. Walmart also runs a page called walmart.com/c/kp/discontinued-items. That is not marketing. That is a real shopper resource if you want to see what the store itself considers walked off. It is worth 10 minutes. And no, Red Tornado Soda still is not on it. That one is not coming back. Two stories in the same trip. real crashes on named items, real discontinuations on a smaller great value list. Both true, both worth knowing before you push a cart through the door. I'll be honest, the corn is the thing I keep thinking about. Thanks for walking with me. See you on the next trip.